The bubbles in my face, man. Hey guys, it's Jeff. Hey, we got Cash here today. Say hi, Cash.
Hi.
We're gonna go through a quick-ish, probably not, tour of the benches now. And what else did we do today, Cash?
We played outside and we ran through sprinklers.
Yeah, but what about behind you there?
We did some gardening.
Yeah, and got some stuff cleaned up and planted the garden stuff. What you got there, guy?
Root beer.
Root beer? Beer. Cheers. All right, let's flip you around and we'll show you what we did. All right, so we got a couple of Japanese maples here. Did a repot on that. One in the middle there last year. Oh, that's a liquid amber.
Yep.
A couple more Japanese maples. Some ivy cuttings back there. That was a big chop I did last year. I think I let her dry out a little too much, once or twice or 10 times since I did the little repot. Still green on the scratch test, but buds are still not opening, so fingers crossed. Here's one of the air layers I repotted this year. Arakawa, do an air layer on that maybe next weekend. Here's the curvy. Oh shit, sprinklers. Hang on.
In the video?
Yeah, Pepper's right there. Sorry, Pepper, you got a little wet there. We're back. Sprinkler emergency there. It's like almost 90 degrees today finally, so yeah, just wanted to deep soak everything after I mowed the lawn today. So
Did you guys notice this?
what do you got?
Pepper.
The devil?
The devil.
The devil rabbit. All right, so anyways, I think we were on this guy here. Little swirly twirly Japanese maple. Let the cats out the other day and they knocked this whole thing over. So we got some damage on it. There was a nice little branch coming out right there. That's gone. That's okay. Just starting to leaf out. Once we print her back, I'm sure we'll have some back budding. One of the other Japanese maple air layers. This is one of the almonds, whatever, that I dug up out of that previous grow area there. That's the only one that's kind of pushed out and still seems green. Yeah, I don't know. They can't take a lot of root work, so I think container growing's the key for those. So Shishigashira, gonna do 3 air layers on this guy this year, maybe next weekend. Big Norway maple, repotted him this year. She's due for a chop. There's that other Japanese maple. Man, I added more benches, but everything's still clustered. I got too many trees. Norway maple forest, leafing out.
Yep.
Norway maple clump, leafing out. It's 4 different trees there, so they're all a little different and different timing and all that. It's kind of cool. There's a little sycamore, started from seed a couple years ago. I think 3 of them sprouted. So I put them all in their individual containers this year. So, amber maple clump. Just, I don't know if you can see here, but that tree right there is the mother of all of my amber maples. They just pop up everywhere. Another amber maple. It's one of the first ones I put in a pot. Another amber maple on a rock. I think I did a video on that one earlier this spring. I'll probably do a chop this year, just kind of keep it compact. I'm not really worried about getting it thicker or anything like that. I think it's kind of cool how it is. Another amber maple dug up from the yard, I think last winter, spring. Another amber maple, little clump that I had grown in the ground. Or no, I think this one went straight into a pot. These four trees out of the yard. Yeah, 4 is a bad number, I don't care. Silver maple, dug up from the yard 2 years ago. She's due for a repot this year, but I didn't get to it, so next year. Silver maple fusion.
Oh.
You know what that means, Cash? How many trees are here, you think? There's 3 or 4 of them there, no?
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to, I don't know, this started many, many years ago. They just haven't fused. That's all right. It's due for a repot too. Well, I think it's dinner time. Here's a crepe myrtle that last year was kind of a semi-cascade. No, it was like a full cascade. I made a video on the repot, but my video editor right now is not wanting to open. And I made a video on this, but I don't really want to pay $100 right now. Cheap ass. So maybe I'll get that done here one of these days. We'll Terminator timeline it. You can, maybe I'll publish, I don't know. Another crepe myrtle, sisters or whatever. Here's a big crepe myrtle with the failed air layer from last year here. I think we'll go ahead and try to do that again. Maybe next week. It might be maybe had a couple roots there, but we'll try it again. If not, I'll figure out what to do with that. We'll get rid of this bottom half and I don't know. Liquid amber, or sweet gum. Had these in little pots last year. Put them into a little bit bigger stuff. Did you tell Mom? Why are you burping?
It makes you burp.
What is that? The root beer?
Yeah. Makes you burp and then it comes out in your nose.
Yeah. Here's another crepe myrtle. It was in a big nursery container for the last couple of years. Not really sure I like the planting angle on this, but lots of back budding. I like that.
Dad,
What's up?
now we're gonna move on to the big boys.
We'll get there. We gotta go through everything. Another liquid amber there. I did not wire this one in, so she's a little wobbly. She's come out of the pot once or twice on a windy day. Another crepe myrtle. All these are due for trim backs. I think I was just being conservative and leaving extra buds, see what happens. So another liquid amber. Did I say crepe myrtle? I thought, no, that's a liquid amber. There's a pomegranate fusion project. Started a year or 2 ago, I can't remember. Just a bunch of seedlings. Took the wire off and kind of reduced the roots. I gotta rewire and bend and cut some of this stuff off here. Pomegranate clump, looking good. Another liquid amber that I'm not sure is gonna make it, but we'll give it another couple weeks here. Here's a big elm that just kind of voluntarily sprouted up next to the house 2 or 3 years ago, I think. Let it grow crazy, and we're gonna have to hack it way back here. Dug it up this winter. We've got a lot of nice little branch options here, and then probably look to chop somewhere in here. Use, this one comes too horizontally, I think, for a leader, so I don't know, we might just chop here, leave this, I don't know, we'll see. There's Mr. Ivy back there. Leafed out pretty early, did the repot pretty early, so some of these are kind of scorched from the sun, but we'll be all right. Big elm, Yamadori from 2 years ago. Get your finger out of there, kid. Stop it. Seriously, stop. Got some back budding.
Okay, buddy.
You better stop. What was that question you just asked?
Back budding.
Back budding. So, see how, I'll give you an example, Cash. So here we chopped it here last fall, right?
Yeah.
And then see this? These weren't here last year. So we got buds to come back or bud back further down so we can keep it smaller. Got it?
Yeah.
It's pretty neat, huh?
I haven't done this one though.
Not yet. Here's a spooky elm. Needs to, we gotta do some work on it, and then I need to get a better Dremel and carve all this out and stain it or lime sulfur or something.
That one looks like a shark.
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
We could call it the shark elm. That's kind of cool. Here's another bees. Elm, Yamadori here. Growing in kind of one of those boxes there from a couple years ago.
Big snake.
Big snake?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe it could be the big snake. There's another elm. Just popped up in the yard a couple years ago. Apple, still don't have a plan for this one. Just let it grow this year. All right. Siberian elm. No, good God. It's a Austrian pine. When I collected this from the yard, I didn't really look to see what had terminal buds on it. Not a lot of these do, so we will see. We'll see what happens here. A lot of needles starting to dry, but we'll see. It's a juniper cutting from a couple years ago. Got to do something with that soon. Mugo, starting to push candles here. Another Austrian pine. I really need to start trimming needles in the fall, but hey, pick it up. Why'd you kick it? He did. Big juniper from cutting from, I think, the year you were born, 2016.
Big tree. We can call that big tree.
Big tree?
Yeah.
So it's got some cool movement. I wired it up initially and dug this up from the yard this spring, and I'm just gonna let it kind of grow wild this year, recover, and then we'll select some of these shoots for next year. Oh, a little wobbly there. Lemon or grapefruit or something. Started from seed, probably the year you were born too. I repotted it in the winter. I got lights and stuff in the garage, but they're not the best, so, and my once a week watering isn't probably sufficient, but we've got some new shoots here, and it'll be all right. Another Austrian pine, gotta get in a pot next year. Scots pine, air layer from a couple years ago. Pot's all cracked over winter, so I think she'll be okay this year, and then we'll put her into a shallower pot next year. Big golem jade that I got before the year you were born, when Monty and I got married. Just, yeah, not very big. Okay.
It's dinner time!
All right, we're back. Cash is, I think, getting in the shower, so he's gonna sit out the rest of the game. Here's another Austrian pine that I started from seed 2016 or 17, something like that. Maybe 18 actually. There's a wobbly Jade. I think it used to be no, it was just a cutting from one of my grandma's plants. Here's that Himalayan cedar. I meant to do a repot on it this year again, get it into some shallower, but everything's pushing, so pause on that. Here's the Costco ficus. Doing good, hacked it back maybe a month or two ago. So she's out here now. Calm Jade. Here's it's mimosa, but it's like Albizia julibrisum or something. Last year this was up there somewhere, maybe there. So I hacked that back, repotted it. These roots, I just put this sphagnum moss on today. I can't remember where they are, but they're like crazy vigorous. They're coming up and out already. See that little guy right there? So, yeah. Starting to turn into something. Golem Jade, Golem Jade, Golem Jade, Golem Jade, Golem Jade. Oh, this guy was from, I had a kind of a big, kind of oval pot. I had like 4 or 5 of these guys in. I attempted to repot the whole forest, but they didn't let us all stay together, so they're all separate now. Golem Jade. There's an olive my dad got from a tree nursery in California. Did not repot it this year. I did wire it, and I will, now that I've got new growth in the last couple months, I will hack everything back and just start training new branches from close in. Call them Jade. Jade. This one's kind of cool. This was, I think I had this as like a cascade last year. Another Golem Jade from the group. These things were like that tall. Golem Jade, Schefflera. This one's kind of got some cool roots on it. Golem Jade from the forest. Golem Jade. T-Rex. Took the wire off this winter. Need to cut back on it. Keep everything tighter. Golem Jade. Schefflera. This one's got some cool roots too. Another Golem Jade. Alright. There's another big Siberian elm. I think when I get a chance here, I'm going to put a bunch of imidacloprid down on it, because the one that was in there from the same kind of batch, well, we put it in the fire pit today because it died last year. It never woke up, and then as I was burning everything today, I noticed every square inch on the trunk had little boar beetle exit holes, like probably, I don't know, at least 5 per square inch. So kind of worried about that for the other guys in this batch, and since I have other elms and stuff. So yeah, we're gonna put some insecticide down. Here's the incense cedar. It's looking a little rough. These things, like pretty much all trees, are apically dominant. Looks really good up there. Not so much down here where I wanted everything to be, so I don't know. Just, I don't know, conifers kind of intimidate me. Deciduous, they seem a lot easier, but it's kind of opposite of what everybody in bonsai says. But anyways, here's a big monster elm. Some more dieback this winter. This branch dead. So initially what I liked about this tree was everything was so compact and already kind of ramified, but I think I need to make some decisions. I think we're gonna have to start from not scratch totally, but we might have to start making some new branches just right off the trunk, or kind of like spots like this where, you know, this all died back, but we got back budding here, so might go ahead and try to do some air layers on, you know, other cool stuff. I don't have many of that left on the top here. Hacked some of this way back a week ago, so we had like 2+ feet of new growth from last year. But yeah, stone pine looking rough. Conifers, man, I don't like them. All right, let's go over to the new benches here. So yeah, last year I had, this is kind of my grow bed area. But you know, you never know. We're trying to move out closer to the farm, so wanted to save as much of this as I could, and that was all super jammed up last year, so I figured I'd make some new little crappy benches. So hawthorn, and do some major pruning on this. When stuff starts hardening off, it's close. Just start close in here, you know, take the second group of buds or whatever, start some branching. Cotoneaster, Coneaster, whatever. Another little, this tree had like, I don't know, these guys like root really easily, I think, because there was another one coming off and it had some more roots on it. So and then I took a bunch of cuttings. They're still in the garage. They all look like they're doing really good. So this thing's just about ready to start flowering again too. It's got really pretty white flowers every spring. Here's a Chinese pistachio on a rock. I repotted a year or two ago. Overwintered in between those two garden beds there. There's another one I had growing in the ground. I probably jumped the gun on it. It's not showing any signs of life. Not looking good. Here's a burning bush, Unimus, that I took as an air layer. Took off 2 years ago, I think. First year it didn't do much, but last year it did pretty good. Pushed out a bunch of shoots. Start hacking it back here. Here's another Chinese pistachio, or two of them on a rock. This was a really cool tree, or trees. I don't think it made the winter. No voles or anything, but I just did a scratch test here a little bit ago and it doesn't look good. This one was a little cooler than that guy, but it's all right. A couple of scrub oaks, 3 of them. I'd like to get all 3 of these into bigger pots next year. The growth is just leggy and not very vigorous, so it's a wisteria that I got from my cousin Jessica last year for my birthday. I really wish I had put some wire on it last year when it was still kind of green, but no movement there. Maybe one of these weekends I'll try to put some thick gauge stuff on there and see what we can do. There's another Chinese pistachio that came Came from my dad's house. I think it was in with one of those liquid amber over there. So I put it in a pot this spring. Bunch of cuttings from a year, maybe 2 years ago. There's one burning bush and a couple of amber maples. Rose of Sharon, 3 of them. I think they were all 3 air layers. Need to get the wire off. Maybe next year I'll individualize them again. Willow cuttings from the globe willows from a couple years ago. Neighbors riding their bikes. What do you call these guys? Russian olive. Dug up 2 years ago. Repotted this spring. These things, I don't know. Still learning about these, but it seems like that fine late growth, like everything you trim back from that initial flush just dies back every winter. So might I don't know, seems like I might just let that first flush grow and then prune it back in the spring. I think I'm only gonna get one. You get 2 flushes from these easy, but seems like they don't overwinter as good. Here's another one of those sycamores starting to bud out. Yeah, put it in this deep pot, so should get some good growth. Here's another Russian olive. They back bud like crazy though, so that's good. Already plucked all these off at least once this year, but still coming. Another sycamore back there, budding out. This is a pomegranate clump. I keep the pomegranates and the crepe myrtles in. I got like kind of like a little lawnmower area in my garage. It's like a separate compartment off the garage. Stays a little cooler, but these are not cold hardy for my area, so kept those in there this winter. But you only need to water them like once a month really, and by the time I got to the first one, I noticed there was a mouse in there and he just destroyed all, like this was all dug up. So I think the roots dried out too much. Let's do a little scratch test here. She's still green. We'll see what she does. Porcelaria, dwarf jade. Pruned her back last fall before I put her in the garage. Hasn't really started pushing yet. I might have repotted this too last fall, I don't remember. Another Schefflera project. The Seju elm. So if you guys remember, this had a big branch coming off here, and then there's a big knot with like, I don't know, 5 or 6 more of these. And I tried to air layer it. It had a couple roots on it, so I separated it. And then the cats escaped into the garage, and I found that pot knocked over a couple days later and just completely dried out. So freaking cats, man. So we're gonna kind of start over here. Definitely need to prune some of this back, get it back into shape. There's another golem jade from that big forest. This little cascade olive, repotted it. It was in a kind of a deep pot. Need to do some pruning on it again. It's one of the little golem jades and other jades, little projects. Golem jade. Some cuttings I took on that Schefflera like last year. So I'll probably let them grow this year and then put them in their own deals next year. Some more projects. Here we got some black pine seedlings that I started late this winter. I think, how many we got here now? There's one coming right there. Got two there. There's a third one, or a fourth one, can't count. So that's cool. We'll see how many come. I don't remember how many were in that packet, but 15 or 20 or so. And here's some Japanese maple seedlings starting to pop up. Some of these I think were in a little seed packet, but I think I took a bunch off those little air layer trees from last year. There's another olive, repotted this winter. It's pretty bushy. This had multiple branches coming off. I know they have dieback issues when they're kind of young and not as vigorous, but just kind of wanted to start something from the ground up again. So, and here's God, I thought I got rid of all these little scale when it was in the garage, but they are just coming back like crazy. I was like, why is this all yellow? And there's scale all over it. So yeah, I went through every little spot. I guess there's still eggs or something on it because they just keep coming. And there's one more of those, I don't know if this is a lemon or mandarin or something. And then there's all my overwintering stuff. All right, God, this is a really short update, isn't it? So I got, those two big piles of shit burned today. And then my wife came out here and tried to help me clean up more. So some zucchini, some garlic we planted last year. Got the drip all hooked up. Fix that 90. She'll split. Got some peppers. I think we're gonna put beans or some more garlic here. I don't remember. There's some mint in there, and some other, I don't know. A couple of tomatoes. And then once I get all these kind of goof plugged up, we'll put a couple pots here. And she wants cucumbers again this year, so there's another tomato. She left them sitting in her car after she got them, so they're all kind of wilty, but they'll be all right. Hey, Pepper. Pepper Ann. Wanna say goodbye? Say goodbye? Don't bite me. Don't bite me. Oh yeah, here's that Japanese maple. This thing is bulked up quite a bit in this pot still. I think eventually I'll turn this into a bonsai. This will be cool. Big, thick base. Lots of air layer opportunities. We will see. I'm gonna do a good cleanup of this maybe next weekend, so. Alrighty. Well, thanks for sticking with my crap trees. They're all pretty new and all in development. There's nothing finished about any of them. So anyways, thank you guys for watching and subscribing and all that. And I really enjoy watching all your guys' stuff too. I don't comment as much as I should, but yeah, I really enjoy the support and the feedback and all that good stuff. Oh yeah, here's the Shasta almond here. Got a couple blossoms this year. No more signs of frost, so should have a good little crop of maybe 2 dozen nuts this year. That'll be good. So cheers guys, thanks for watching. Take care.